Wombling is the man with the hat and the metal detector. Whoa, whoa. Walking the land, he's a treasure collector. Whoa, whoa. Metal detecting and digging lots of holes, looking for anything that's old. New videos every week, so please subscribe.
Hello, I've just walked into my office to show you a little video about repairing the rubber seal and charging point protection on the WS4 XP DEUS headphones, and I discovered my granddaughter's moved in. Her bed is here and everything else. Oh, it's all my hats. Oh, where are we? There's all my hats over there as well, and I'd like to thank somebody for sending me this one. So let me just show you this. Somebody has sent me a new Tilly. The size is perfect, the colour is the next one I wanted anyway. These are not cheap, so whoever sent this wishes obviously to remain anonymous, so I don't know who to thank. So if you're watching this one, then thank you, much appreciated. I'd like to think that possibly Tilly sent it to me. They'll already have my address anyway, because I'm a customer of theirs. But maybe it's a sign of gratitude because I'm always wearing their Tilly. Anyway, enough of that. Today there is something I do want to show you, and hopefully you won't ever have to do this, but occasionally we just do have to do these things. So let me just change cameras. I've got here my WS4 headphones, and you can see that I think you can see in there that that piece of rubber is missing. That's the protection for the charging point. It's just missing because it just wouldn't close properly, and it was just easier to remove it. So now I've got a new rubber which I want to put on the WS4 headphones, and it isn't as easy as one might think. So I've been speaking to Nigel at Regton's because I don't want to mess up my headphones and he's given me some advice. So let's get down to doing this. And firstly, you need to remove the unit from the backbone, and that is easily done just by applying a little bit of pressure on that end with your fingers and on that end with your thumb, just to unlock. Oh, wrong way. Here we go. Unlock the unit from the clip. So rather than breaking these, we'll just put these over there and work just on this unit. So this is the piece I want to replace. As you can see there, that rubber that goes all the way around the edge to put a new waterproof piece in there. So I'm going to replace it with this one, and obviously it lines up like that. Now to get this off, you need to remove both of these screws, and finding a screwdriver which is suitable is quite difficult. So luckily I had in my drawer this little screwdriver. There isn't a size on it, so I can't tell you what it is. So first of all, we're going to proceed with removing these screws, and I'll come back to you when I've done that. Right, you can now see the two screws are removed from both of those holes there, but it still won't come undone until you remove the third screw, which is concealed underneath the serial number sticker. So we'll just get access to that. I'm going to use this and see if it will work. I think I can feel where the screw hole is. I can see it as well through the label if I press it. Anyway, let's see if I can get access to that. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to take that off, I'll put it back later, and then remove that third screw. Now I've not completely removed that screw. You can see by just undoing it, loosening it slightly, it enables me to part the two halves. Now the danger of taking the screw right out or allowing those two halves to twist too far like that is that you'll break inside the two ribbon cables, one that goes to the LCD and one to the touchpad. So I don't really want to undo that too far. Now bearing in mind this is the first time I've done this, so this is a new experience for me also. But so as it's parted slightly by undoing that third screw under the serial number sticker, I can now just remove carefully there we go. That's the old one removed, and this is the new one, which I'm going to put on. And Nigel says make sure that we need to pay attention to the seating of the area around the charging port. So before I do anything else, just put that on there. And I think that is fairly good. And now it's just a case of lining them up. So I think I've got that in the right position. It looks okay to me. It looks alright as well. It closes and snaps locked. That's great. The two halves are not yet pressed together. I didn't want to take them apart too far because seating them again perfectly in alignment would be difficult. So now you can see that on this one, for example, it's got a line around there and a ridge, a groove which needs to go under the edge of the cover at the back and the front, and it's getting those to go in properly that can be difficult. But I've paid attention to what Nigel has told me, so rather than doing what he's told me and taking that third screw out from underneath the serial sticker, I've left it in so the two halves can't come together, can't come apart. I can't do any harm to the cables. I think this one has just fallen in perfectly. And it all starts though by making sure you get that bit right first. Now if this has worked, I'm going to take the screwdriver and re-tighten the screw under the charging port, under the serial sticker. As I do that, it's pulling the halves back close together and should have perfect alignment. Now that actually looks brilliant, and this is my first ever attempt. I've not edited the video at all. I've deliberately left all my errors and bits and pieces and my stumbling, my tripping over my tongue in, so you can see how long it actually takes. And that was actually quite simple, and it now closes and locks perfectly. Nigel has just messaged me. You probably heard the beeps coming in as I was doing this. He says, Stephen, I hate changing them. Craig in my repair room has it down to a fine art. Well, I've actually now think I've possibly taught Nigel a shortcut to fitting these correctly. If anything, I think I was just lucky. Now, will it turn on? Yep, it turns on. So I've done no damage to the cables at all. Let's turn it off. I'm going to get the sticker and put that back in place. The two screws just to make sure the two halves are lined up properly. That screw should really go in with no problem at all. Yep, it's gone back fine. The second one. That's gone back fine. And all you need to do now is to push it back onto that clip. So just align it in the right direction, push it back onto the clip, and there we go. It's a new rubber fitted with a new charging port cover in place. I'm pretty proud of that. That's not taken me very long at all. 11 minutes from start to finish, and no errors, no mistakes, no damage, and thank you, Nigel. I hope I've been able to do your guidance in doing this some justice, but I found that actually very easy. Well, I'm surprised about how easy that task was. Nigel did tell me to be very, very careful with it, and by mistake I've learned do not fully remove that third screw under the sticker. Right, so I'm pretty pleased with that, and let's hope that you don't have to do that more than once, if at all. So if you like that little tip, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you later.
Stephen is the man with the hat and the metal detector. Whoa, whoa. Walking the land, he's a treasure collector. Whoa, whoa. Metal detecting and digging lots of holes, looking for anything that's old. New videos every week, so please subscribe.
Catch you later.